Whew! I see you've received our invitation.
Where is he?
Hey guys, Matt here. I'm with Zack.
Hi.
And we're gonna review The Killing Joke, Batman the Killing Joke.
I go loony as a light bulb battered bug. Simply loony.
Yeah, so this movie is based on the graphic novel of the same name. Really good graphic novel. It's what I would call, like, the definitive Joker story. Like, if you want to read any comic book that is about the Joker, pick up The Killing Joke, because it's really good. And they just recently made a movie off of it, and basically, for those of you who haven't read the graphic novel, it follows pretty much the exact same plot. The Joker's trying to prove to the Batman that everyone deep down is just as insane as he is after having one bad day, while meanwhile, it flashes back to the Joker's possible origin, but it's really just up in the air about whether or not it actually is his real origin or not.
Yeah, he says in the novel, he would rather his past be multiple choice.
Yeah.
So it's still not definite.
Yeah, so we spend an entire, like, movie and graphic novel seeing this story unfold, and then at the end, oh, it may not have actually happened that way.
It might just be insane after all.
And this comic is also responsible for crippling Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, and turning her into the much cooler identity Oracle.
Spoiler alert, the beginning starts out with a little fan flick.
Yeah, that's really what you could say. Like
a little fan fiction of Batgirl at the beginning.
They pretty much made a whole new, because The Killing Joke isn't that long of a graphic novel, and they had to make at least an hour out of this movie, and they do add new stuff into the main Killing Joke story, but they also added like an entire like half hour in the beginning that just follows Batman and Batgirl.
Like stuff they added in throughout, like the actual novel, it wasn't anything too bad.
No,
it was an extended fight scene. It was this. It was an extended conversation.
But they added an entire. I almost thought we were watching an entirely different movie at the beginning, and then it just shifted.
It just felt like it was like a little like short film about Batgirl.
Yeah,
about her.
And if you've read any of the controversy about this opening, then you know that at one point Batman and Batgirl have sex.
Yeah, so we're just giving away spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. So
it just doesn't make sense. It basically shows the downfall of Batgirl being an accomplice of Batman, and it's interesting. It's
not bad.
It's just serious. The Killing Joke's very dark and serious and everything, but the thing with Batgirl doesn't feel very serious. No, it feels pretty child friendly aside from the sex.
Yeah, it felt more like just like an episode of Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, it just a little bit.
Yeah, which isn't bad. It's just like,
but like it, it starts out with it like focusing on Batgirl, which she doesn't have anything to do with the Killing Joke aside from when she gets crippled.
Yeah,
and then her and Batman make whoopee. Still don't like thinking about it.
No, that's
gross. But then it's just it gets weird. Because like it sets the tone for the rest of it. Because it feels like a short film, but it is the same movie.
Like
so
honestly,
you're used to the tone of like Batgirl having all this like drama, like relationship drama with Batman, and it feels like it carries over into the actual like graphic novel part, but that it doesn't fit because it's supposed to be very dark and like I don't know.
Here's three ways I think they could have done that better. One, shorten the opening. Because it went on for entirely too long. Just keep like a short little fight scene of just showing Batgirl and Batman working together to show how strong she used to be.
Yeah.
Two, make it like just a short film included on the DVD, not as part of the main story, just a short film. Because it felt like just a short film that they just tacked on to the beginning of the movie. Or three, include like just a flashback or two into the main story when you introduce Barbara Gordon. Because they introduce her in the actual proper Killing Joke movie before they introduce her in the graphic novel. They could have shown like a bit of a flashback or just like pictures of her as Batgirl. They didn't need to make an entire short movie at the beginning.
Which I'm saying, like I just looked at this. The movie is roughly over an hour.
It's like an hour. 10
that's
minutes.
already really short, even with the added stuff. But it would have. I don't think anyone would have complained if they just shortened that up. Yeah. Instead of making like a half hour, just put like 15, 20 minutes, have like her narrating it, saying this happened with Batman, then this and that, and then now here we are today, or just like fill something in with like the Joker building his way up to like scheming his plot, something.
Like I do feel like the movie should have started with the Killing Joke.
Definitely.
It shouldn't have started with a half hour Batgirl. It should have started as the Killing Joke to, like you said, set the tone for the rest of the movie. Cause,
if anything, they could have done, like, flashbacks for Barbara or Batman throughout the movie, and also, like, dive into his madness and, like, why he's where he is and how it just how the Joker keeps making it worse.
Yeah, and the main thing that bothers me about it is that, we were talking about this earlier, is that both Batman and Batgirl don't really act entirely mature about the thing. Like, Batgirl acts like a teenager, and Batman just kind of acts like,
It's like she's like the freshman chasing him, and he's like the senior who doesn't care.
And it's like, that's not exactly what I want from Batman.
No.
Like, I don't want, like, stupid relationship drama. I want Batman to act mature.
Exactly.
And I want Batgirl, like, I know she's younger, but she should still, like, she's an adult in this movie.
She is an adult.
She should be acting not like a jilted lover. Like, she should just be,
Exactly.
But yeah, the main Killing Joke movie is good on its own. Yeah.
the part that's true to the graphic novel, I don't mind at all.
Like,
I enjoyed that.
Like, it's kind of like how I felt with the Watchmen movie. The stuff they keep in from the graphic novel is exact and it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. That's how I kind of feel.
I still haven't finished that. I keep falling asleep every time I try.
It's not bad. It's like a 2.5 hour, 45-minute movie, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's pretty long. But no, there are several shots in this movie that look exactly like they just translated it from the graphic novel, and it's beautiful.
That beginning scene when he goes to Arkham.
Yeah, it's like says, shot for shot, word for word.
That was still really
cool.
Like
anytime, when they included all, like, because this graphic novel had a lot of big speeches in it, from Batman and the Joker.
Definitely.
All those speeches are beautiful here. Like, Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, they do fantastic work, like they always do. So it was just great to, like, finally see one of my favorite Batman stories brought to life in this way.
It was really cool. And it, like, the reason the novel's so popular is because it's such, like, it tells so much about the character of the Joker and Batman. Like, not only just who they are, but, like, where they come from. Like, it's
a psychology
It tells a lot more about them than what people already know.
Yeah, and I feel that for the most part.
And they captured a lot of that.
Yeah, the movie does it really well.
Okay, the scene where the Joker turns into the Joker for the first time, like his little origin, the chemical bath thing, like, that was really cool.
And the ending. Okay, so every time I read,
I love that ending.
Every time I read the ending of The Killing Joke, the way I always imagine it, because, like, it doesn't, like, pan down like it does in the movie. It just kind of, like, keeps cutting over to, like, it guys, it kind of pans down, but, like, since you don't see the voice, it's just a bunch of ha-has over the screen. But the way I always imagined it was that they're laughing, and at some point, Batman's laugh takes over, and you don't hear the Joker's laughing to him, because it's implied at the end that he may have killed him. Which, it's not as clear in the movie, per se, because in the graphic novel it's kind of ambiguous whether he reaches out to, like, steady himself against the Joker, or if he reaches out to strangle him. Yeah. But in the movie, it's more clear that he's just holding on to him, but he could have strangled him after that, I don't know. But it's perfect how I imagined that ending, with Batman's laugh completely taking over the Joker's laugh.
The only thing about the movie that made it a little more unclear in the movie's case. Like, it helped that it had the laughing overpowering, but the graphic novel had the thing, like, it had the lights in the background.
Yeah.
And then when it went to the last panel in the novel, they'll, like, shut off all of a sudden. Like, that doesn't usually happen. So it's like something happened that caused them to be like, okay, we gotta pretend like we weren't here. And then, like you said, the movie had the laughing, so that helped a lot because it, like, showed what could happen since Batman overpowered the laughing. But, like, if the siren, like, the lights and sirens were there and just immediately shut off randomly, it would have given a lot more, like, what just happened.
Yeah. And I still think the graphic novel is better, but I think, for the most part, I enjoyed this movie pretty well.
Yeah.
The opening is the only thing that I really just didn't really like, just because, like, it wasn't bad, but it didn't need to be there.
If you're gonna watch the movie, you might as well just
skip the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, skip the whole
sequence. I almost thought we were watching, and I was kind of like, we can just skip this opening. But I was like, no, we gotta do a review of it. We gotta be educated. We need to know.
It just wasn't worth it. It makes me feel like I should have paid a couple dollars less for the movie.
Yeah, like, if you want to watch a Batman Killing Joke movie, skip the first 30 minutes. Because chances are, if you're watching this, 9 times out of 10, you're a big fan of the Killing Joke graphic novel. Yeah. So you're already gonna know, like, oh, Barbara Gordon used to be Batgirl.
Now, if you haven't read the novel or very educated on the comics, it still wouldn't hurt to watch the opening, but when you break it down, you don't need to know that she was Batgirl any point in time.
No.
It has nothing to do with the Killing Joke.
Yeah, like...
It's just
the main point is that she's Commissioner Gordon's daughter. It's not really that she used to be Batgirl, it's that she's Commissioner Gordon's daughter.
Exactly. So if you... I mean, it would really only help because there's a scene where Batman talks to her in the hospital. And, like, if you have no background on Batman, you'd be like, how does he know her? But at the same time, it clearly tells you she's Gordon's daughter. So someone's going to be like, oh, okay, so, you know, his daughter, he is so close to Batman, obviously they know each other. So basically, you don't need to watch the beginning regardless, like, no matter what. You just don't need to watch the beginning. Unless you just, like, the reason...
Unless you want to watch Batman, Batgirl, Bone. Like, if that's what you want,
if you're really curious about it, you can watch it.
If you ship it.
The reason I don't advise it is because it doesn't give a whole ton of backstory. Like, nothing that really affects the Killing Joke. And because it just sets this weird tone for the rest of the movie that just doesn't work.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to go check it out for yourself, go ahead and do it. I think it's worth your time watching at least once.
It was definitely nice seeing Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill back at it in a movie.
Absolutely. They are.
You can tell when they tried, referencing some Christian Bale stuff, the whole, where is he? Swear to me! It was definitely cooler with Conroy.
It's definitely cooler with Conroy. But yeah, that's our 2 cents in the movie. We love Batman.
I'm gonna go watch Red Hood.
That's a good Batman movie. Go watch Batman Under the Red Hood. It holds up. It's really good.
Red Hood and...
one of my favorite animated Batman movies, or favorite Batman movies of all time. Like, it's really good.
Yeah, Under the Red Hood and Mask of the Phantasm still my top 2.
Yeah, so... yeah, that's it.
Basically it.
I'm gonna go insane.
Same.
Mr. Life is swell in a padded cell. It'll chase those blues away.
Mostly because of the boning.
All it takes is one bad day.
One bad dick.